Hello and welcome to another Minute in the Clouds with Greg, which is me. I am Greg, in case you didn't know. And wrapping up the worst things about ADHD Part 3, concluding the discussion of some of the worst challenges that people with ADHD often encounter. Some things we'll talk about today, things like fear of missing out. It's important to shed light on these difficulties in order to foster understanding, empathy, and support for those of us that are struggling to navigate the complexities of this neurodevelopmental disorder called ADHD. Delving a little bit deeper into these challenges, we can hopefully gain a more comprehensive understanding of the impact that ADHD has on people's lives and contribute to a more inclusive and accommodating society. So, welcome to another installment of A Minute in the Clouds with me, Greg. If you enjoy these videos and articles, consider subscribing to the channel and newsletter. Leave a comment with any feedback on what you've enjoyed the most and what you'd like to see more of. So let's continue. Overthinking. It's common in people with ADHD. Overthinking, excessive dwelling on thoughts, which can lead to increased worry and anxiety. Some people with ADHD also experience intrusive thoughts, which are unwanted and repetitive thoughts. They can be quite distressing. They can last for a long time, and they might contribute to negative self-talk, which can in turn result in depression and anxiety. Seeking support from a mental health professional can help with these thought patterns. Difficulty in setting boundaries. This is really quite a challenge for people with ADHD. Oftentimes, unlike neurotypical individuals or normal people, whatever normal is, people with ADHD can struggle to define and enforce personal boundaries, and that can lead to things such as being taken advantage of and excessive stress. Also difficulties with self-regulation, including prioritizing tasks, managing time, saying no. They can contribute to the challenge with boundaries, and impulsivity also plays a role, making it difficult to establish firm boundaries. To overcome these patterns, practicing assertiveness, although it's very difficult to be assertive sometimes, learning to say no effectively. No is a complete sentence, and seeking support from someone, support and understanding from someone you trust, a friend, a therapist, something like that can be helpful. The need for constant stimulation. ADHD is characterized by a need for constant stimulation, and that can lead to exhausting and harmful behaviors. The constant search for novelty can drive some people to seek new experiences and take unnecessary risks to explore their creative side. But this insatiable desire can also have negative consequences, such as difficulty completing repetitive tasks, straining interpersonal relationships. It can predispose people to addictive tendencies, and that in turn might lead to abuse of substances like drugs, alcohol, to satisfy the craving for excitement and novelty, and engage in impulsive activities without fully considering the potential risks. It's very important to find healthy outlets for stimulation, new hobbies, trying new things, physical activities, engaging in careers that keep you mentally engaged or on your toes can help to avoid a destructive path. Struggling with routine tasks. It can be difficult doing routine tasks because they're so repetitive and boring, to be honest. And the tasks can limit our creativity and independence, making us crave excitement. And we can also, those repetitive tasks, they require focus and attention to detail, which is difficult when you've got ADHD. For example, things like cooking or cleaning can be very tough to stay focused on because of the distractions, racing thoughts. That can really drain your mental energy. Creating a routine is very important. Routines and systems. Chronic lateness is a common issue with ADHD. Struggling to manage time and maintain structure. Oftentimes, they can get overwhelmed by multiple tasks and responsibilities, and it can be a struggle to prioritize and allocate time effectively. And the impulsivity can also contribute to lateness. You might get distracted or impulsively do something, forgetting you've got an appointment. Understanding the distinction can help, foster empathy and support for those of us struggling with punctuality, and strategies like setting reminders, routines we've talked about, breaking tasks into small chunks, talk about that all the time. They can help overcome this cycle, but it's a never-ending battle. Some people struggle reading social cues. It can be very challenging, and social cues can sometimes appear like a foreign language. That can lead to misunderstandings, awkward moments, strained relationships, things of that nature. And ADHD can also impair attention to details, making us vulnerable to miscommunication and potential conflicts. This difficulty in reading social cues can often lead to feeling very overwhelmed and be very anxiety invoking as we turn. We can, oftentimes question other people's authenticity and maybe become overly sensitive to criticism, and that can contribute to feelings of isolation, and that really can impact your daily life. Financial challenges. Oftentimes people with ADHD struggle with finances. Sometimes it's because of the impulsive behavior, impulsive spending, things like that, without thinking it through. Trouble focusing on the poor money management skills. It can be very hard sticking to budgets and saving money for the future, and that can negatively impact financial stability. And also, oftentimes people with ADHD can experience job instability or lower earnings, higher unemployment rates, and that can make financial situations even more difficult. Financial planners and therapists can help with that, developing effective strategies for managing money tailored to people's specific needs. And society at large should recognize and support some of these challenges and provide resources and accommodations to help navigate the complex world of finances more successfully. They should teach it at school. Sensation seeking and ADHD. ADHD is often linked to seeking excitement. People with ADHD are more likely to take risks, seek intense experiences, and that can lead to impulsive actions such as reckless driving, substance abuse. But not all seeking of excitement is bad. It's not all bad. Some people find positive outlets for the need for stimulation, such as extreme sports or other creative activities. And oftentimes people with ADHD thrive in challenging situations and really enjoy new experiences. Understanding that aspect of ADHD can help us appreciate the strengths it brings alongside the challenges. And I'll talk about some of the positive points starting tomorrow. By providing safe opportunities for engaging experiences, we can help people with ADHD channel excitement in healthier ways, minimize the risks of negative consequences. Self-regulation can be difficult. People with ADHD might make impulsive decisions, as we've talked about, struggle with time management, and have difficulty focusing on tasks. Some days people with ADHD can stay on task and control impulses well. Sometimes it's like you can conquer the world, and other days it can be a struggle to pay attention and get things done. And oftentimes society misunderstands people with ADHD or ADHD itself, think of it as laziness or lack of discipline, and that can make it even harder for people with ADHD to succeed. We really need to recognize. Alexa, stop. Reminders that I talk about, right? That's one of my reminders. It gets annoying. Yeah, we need to try and recognize ADHD is a real condition, and try and support people to be successful instead of judging and jumping to conclusions. Fear of missing out and ADHD, fear of missing out and imposter syndrome can be related. Imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomenon where people doubt their skills and accomplishments and fear being exposed as frauds. Fear of missing out is the feeling of missing out on events or experiences that can make your life better, or missing that sale. If you don't buy it now, it won't be available tomorrow. And fear of missing out can trigger anxiety and compulsive behaviors like checking websites to maintain social connections, and it can lead to spending more money in social situations to compensate. Research has found a connection between fear of missing out and mental health. Fear of missing out has been positively correlated with depression and anxiety. Fear of missing out and imposter syndrome, especially, are difficult for people with ADHD. FOMO, fear of missing out, it can cause people to compare themselves to others and feel inadequate if they don't keep up. And people with ADHD may already feel inadequate, so fear of missing out can magnify the feelings. Imposter syndrome can be overwhelming for people with ADHD, and may hyper focus on certain tasks or interests, but struggle to focus on others, and that can lead to feelings of being a fraud. And then there's emotional sensitivity. ADHD can lead to increased emotional sensitivity, making small setbacks and criticism feel like personal attacks. This can cause self-doubt and insecurities, as some people with ADHD can struggle to separate their emotions from objective reality, and the hyper awareness allows us to empathize deeply with others, but it also can leave us vulnerable to overwhelming emotions. Recognizing and supporting emotional sensitivity is crucial for maintaining a safe environment for people to express feelings without fear of judgment or dismissal. Empathy and compassion can help mitigate the negative impact of emotional sensitivity and promote greater acceptance and well-being for everybody to improve regulation with ADHD. And there's some things that you can do that might help. Getting enough sleep's important. Eat regular healthy meals, exercise, and getting outside into the daylight. Circadian rhythms are very important. So that kind of brings us to a wrap on this. What am I grateful for today? Today I'm grateful for my creative work, our family. I honestly would be lost without this amazing group of people who come from all walks of life and around the globe, and we gather together as friends and family and support and encourage each other. It's truly remarkable and special. What are you grateful for today? Let me know in the comments what you're grateful for today, and with what content or topics you're enjoying the most. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. I'll see you next time. And as always, remember to please take care of your mind. Bye.